Okay, update. We've had a little change of plans. The tiny house project that I was going to start has been canceled. I really wanted to get into van life, and the tiny home was just kind of the beginning of that. I was going to build a tiny home and park it somewhere for a little while until I could sell this property, and then look for a vehicle. But yesterday, I bought a van. I jumped the gun, but that's okay. I found this thing online. It was a really good deal, and I just couldn't pass it up. I decided that if I was going to put time and money and energy into a project toward van life, why not just start van life? I just started researching vehicles and researching vehicles. It's like I don't want to have to build a tiny home and set it up for living while I put this property up for sale. I can be on the road and put this property up for sale. It's like if I do the tiny home first, all the lumber that would go into the subfloor and the floor of the trailer, and then building up from there, like hot water heaters and stoves and refrigerators, I'm gonna have to turn right around and buy again to put in the van. So I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep that ratty old trailer, and I'm going to break it down and eventually do something with it. But I got to get on the road. I cannot sit out here anymore. This was my husband's homestead. This is what he wanted. He wanted to die on his own homestead. We bought 13 acres out here in the middle of nowhere, and that's exactly what he got to do. So I don't intend to die out here. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. I don't know how much time I got left. I keep saying that. I know you've heard it 1,000 times, but it's like a mantra in my head. Like, I don't know when my end is coming, and I want to see something else besides this wall of trees. Because it's just a circle in the middle of this property, and that's as far as I can see every day. Like, there's been times I've actually sat here for so long that when I left and to go to town for groceries or whatever, like it made me dizzy, like looking down the highway, because I'm so used to just being able to see as far as the tree line here. And then when my eyes actually got to look way down the road, it made me dizzy. It's like this place it's taking its toll on me. Like, the state of Texas just opened up. Good or ill, don't know how it's going to pan out, but I feel like the world's kind of coming out of their shelters now, and borders and barriers and things are beginning to kind of fall away. We're sort of going to get back to normal, and I'd like to be out there in the world. I know that the COVID threat is still a big thing, and my health issues would not make me a very good candidate for that virus. I'm going to definitely protect myself as much as possible, but if I can be on the road and just going down the highway, and I can put on a full bodysuit to pump gas if I have to, as long as I can get out of here and get on the road. I am so anxious to do it. The van is a 2016 Ram ProMaster City Tradesman, I think is the version. I don't know. And I've researched these things, and the gas mileage is so fantastic. I kind of gave up height and space for the gas mileage. Some of the other vans I was looking at, there are some you can stand up in that are low roof. I went to a dealership and looked at some of those, stood up in them. I think the Sprinter, like, my head just hit the roof. Like, I can stand up in here, but if I put any kind of flooring or insulation or roof or anything, like, then I'll be bent over. So that means, paying for a little bump in the roof. And it's like, I just don't want to put that kind of money out. I don't mind starting this way. I honestly don't mind it. I'm so excited to do it, to be honest. And this one's going to be small, but I opted for this one for a couple of reasons. The gas mileage, of course, is a big deal. The Connect, unless you get a long wheelbase, the Connect, the cargo area was only 6 foot long. this one is bigger. And this one is 2 feet something bigger, I think. It's more room. Plus the transmission, the 9-speed transmission. I know a lot of people are like, don't do that because of this and that and the other thing. And I would have bought a Connect, an extended one, had I found one in my price range that I liked with the mileage and everything. But this is the one that came up, and I'm like, I'm fine with that. The 9-speed transmission is great. If there's an issue with it somewhere down the line, it may be expected. Like, you put a bunch of miles on something and things begin to break down. So I'm not really too concerned with it. The cargo area seems quite well. Like, I've been in some minivans, like, you can't stand up, bend over. Like, you pretty much just gonna crawl to the seat and sit down. This one I can kind of walk around in if I'm bent over. Like, if I need to get from, say, this front door to the back door area. Like, it's not going to be an issue. Well, it may be once I fill it full of stuff.